welcome everybody. This is the second edition of Women Who Win Wednesday with Elicia Martinez, yours truly, and my special guest, Miss Donjia Gale. Woo! And I kind of surprised her and told her we were going to meet virtually, but I didn't tell her that we were going to record it or that she needed to show her beautiful face. But she's on an amazing area right now, and she's still a trooper and wants to go ahead and share her story and share what she's doing because as I was creating this in my head and I was just thinking of all the amazing women that I know and that I wanted to highlight on this Wednesday segments, she came in my mind, and lo and behold, somehow in some way we were connected in this amazing spiritual connection, and she called me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you just don't even know. You're like the next person on my list to reach out to and share your story with everybody. So,
That's so awesome.
This is my sister and just lovable businesswoman, Miss Donjia Gale. Everybody give a woo! This is just something new. So we're creating this as we go along because I have this vision and this picture of what I intend to do with this. And my intention is that I want to share with the world that there is women around us. There are people around us that are doing amazing things, that they're living, they're surviving, they're taking each day and running with it and taking any opportunity that is brought to them that they're attracting, and they're able to do it to better their lives, to better their families, to better the people around them. And that is why I chose Miss Donjia Gale today, because I've seen her change in just, how many years have we known each other? Maybe 3, 4 years, around there, right?
About 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, so my intention was to say, who else can I share with everybody? And maybe your story, and not maybe, but I know that your story will definitely resonate with somebody that I know that I might not be able to touch. And so that is why she's here. And so I just want you guys all to pay attention, take some notes, and receive whatever it is that you're here to receive, because you found this by no mistake. You found it by divine intervention is what I believe. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump in. And first of all, I just want to thank you, Donjia, for just taking time. I know you're busy. I know you got family, you got all these commitments going on, and yet you gave me some time. So I love you for that. And I'm just so amazed because of the way we came connected. We came connected through a business opportunity, and it was just kind of immediate. I remember we traveled to, I think it was Atlanta, right?
Yeah, that's the first time I actually connected with you, and we ended up out of thousands of people sitting next to each other.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yes. And we both got recognized that time for leadership, and we were both sitting next to each other, not knowing what to expect, and we just kind of connected, and I'm so grateful for that. And so from there, I've seen you grow, and you've expanded, and you've definitely had a lot of other things come into your path. And I was just wondering, like, and I don't even know this, like, where did Donjia start developing? Where did you start getting this? I'm an amazing woman, and I'm going to let the world know. Where did this all come from?
That's actually a really amazing question. I've just been really blessed to really tune in to what I feel and not subject myself to what other people want me to be, what other people think I should be. You're so beautiful, you do this, you do that, and people have this expectation of you, and they put you almost in a box. They want you to grow and expand, but then you end up being in this box based on their expectation. And I have to be honest, I had such high expectations from my family and my friends and business people and coworkers. It took a lot of humbling for me to get to this point. I knew I was great. I knew I was called to do amazing things and to really influence people. I do it naturally. I mentor people naturally. I talk to people. It's just a gift that I'm blessed with. But it took some true humbling moments, as in my daughter having heart surgery, as in working with an organization that I truly, truly believed in from my heart, and having some things change there that really humbled me. Receiving great mentorship and teaching, and really absorbing that, becoming conscious and being awakened to who I really am and the power of what I'm supposed to do and have my purpose on this earth. So a lot of it, I had a beautiful childhood and went to college and did all those other things. But I was enlightened recently regarding business and people and how I can really pursue my purpose the way I'm authentically meant to do it.
Awesome. Wow. And I truly believe that everybody has that feeling inside of them that I'm meant for more. I'm meant
Mhm.
for greatness. And a lot of times they just forget about it, right? They just forget about, excuse me, here's my little one of my wise. Say hi.
Real life, real time. Hi, sweetheart.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay, baby. No, I'm not. We're talking with Miss Danya. Go with Alex, please. Okay, shh. Okay, so there's a life of a mother right there.
Yeah.
I always truly believe that no matter what, we always have that inner voice that sometimes we let life kind of take away from that, and then we ignore that. But you went on to college, and where did
Mhm.
you go to college? Where did you?
I went to CSU,
Oh, nice. Okay.
Colorado State University, and I was there only actually for a couple of years.
Okay.
And I just felt like I wanted to do something different even back then. But back in my 20s, something was pulling on me. And I know spiritually that was enlightenment. And that was God really showing me and the power of positivity drawing me to what I really, really desire to do. But over that course of time, I have a 21-year-old son. I have a 16-year-old daughter that have taught me so many things. They're actually the first evidence of manifestation of my vision. I had a vision for two kids when I was young, and I wanted a son first and I wanted a daughter second. And they're the first evidence that you can believe something into existence. So I love them
Wow.
dearly, and I'm so connected to them because they teach me so much. And then I started opening myself up to great mentors and people in business and working for amazing, amazing people. How I met you in one way, and really understanding more about leadership and more about making an impact and influence. So it's been a tremendous journey. We cannot have that conversation within this interview, but
No, no.
I think what I want people to know before we continue is that it's a humbling experience, and that transition always isn't so beautiful and so lively and so lovely looking. And people are afraid to face that point of it, that you've really got to dig a little bit deeper. It may not be beautiful financially. It may not be so pretty. But once you kind of face it, connect to people like yourself, Elicia, you're enlightened, and then it just moves you beyond measure. And so you don't really care about
Yes.
the hardship along the way. You go, okay, I'm going to go for it. And this is what I really want to do.
Yeah. And you just mentioned it that your daughter had heart surgery, so that was,
Mm.
I couldn't imagine. And I mean, you're just so strong to go through all of that. But your daughter went through that, and through
Mm-hmm.
that process, though, you kind of flourished because then you started launching Be Beautiful by Faith, right? Kind of
Ah,
during that time.
yes.
So tell
Oh,
us
it's
a
my
little bit about that.
favorite thing.
Yeah, so tell us about that because you mentioned it beautiful, and that just resonates with who you are, and that even though you went through hardship and you had this family, troubles and stuff, that you had your son going off to college, you had your daughter going to heart surgery, you had transitioned to Texas for a little bit, so then you just kind of flourished, and now you have this Be Beautiful by Faith. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, thank you so much for asking me about that. It is driven from my soul. And I'm sorry, everybody, I'm actually holding my phone throughout this interview because I didn't know it was visual. So I am a professional. If I would have known, I would have had it all set up, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity to be on with Elicia and her cool, most amazing and powerful mission. So now that I've got that out of the way, I'm just going to keep holding this. And if it starts shaking, I'll figure it out. But Be Beautiful by Faith actually came from part of the hardship because people had no idea financially what I was going through. My mentors in my former business, where are you? What are you doing? You're disconnected. My daughter is having heart surgery. It was a major, major deal, but I didn't wear it on the outside because my spirit told me that she was going to be good. She was going to be fine. It was coming through a transition when I was leaving corporate America and going into working for myself. I mean, the timing was just it was incredible, and it was
Wow.
not planned. And she was actually born this way, and we just had it revealed to us when she was 15. So the
Wow.
way Be Beautiful by Faith came is because I had some hardship and some disrespect and some misunderstandings from other people who didn't understand why I was stepping away and why I would commit myself to other things or commit myself to even being enlightened by reading more and surrounding myself by new people. It's because what I needed. And I needed to just kind of be with myself myself. And so Houston was a huge project for me. I didn't know anyone there. I knew one person there, and I learned a lot. And I came back with Be Beautiful by Faith because of all the superficial prettiness, beauty, and success that is shown through social media, that is shown in different forums, conferences, rooms, meetings, where people come and they show up and they're dressed, or they put their picture on Facebook, or they tell a story, but they're only showing the beautiful parts of their life, so they say, or what they want you to see. So I want to talk about Be Beautiful by Faith. It's trademarked recently. I'm so excited about that. We're getting ready to add it to a channel so people can tune in. But I just started talking about what was on my heart, about surface success, about authentic success, about being beautiful by faith, about what it takes to truly have faith. America is calling for prayer for so many reasons right now, and for people to meditate and send the power of positivity and to unite. But it takes faith, and faith is fuel, and that's believing in something that you can't touch or see. And visions, you can't touch or see visions. You can't touch or see beauty. It's intangible. It's positive energy. And so I want to talk about the truth about what it means to have faith, what it means to be beautiful, and be authentically beautiful, and share that with your community, your friends, your family, your children, and the world.
Wow, that is awesome. I felt that. I mean, I was just like, whoa, it's just so amazing because you see it, but like you said, we all have like that surface success, and we all have kind of what we think we're supposed to look like being successful. And that's one of my missions on here, and I'm so glad that you touched on that, because we always think we have to put up this certain image in order for everybody else to approve what we're doing to be successful. And that is a lie. That is just society's way of conforming you and making you do what you need to do. And if we listen to that inner voice inside that you listen to because you didn't graduate, right? You didn't graduate college.
No. I actually went to college for 2 years, actually 3 years off and on. Sorry for my hand, everybody. Oh gosh, sorry, Elicia.
Okay, no.
Went to college at CSU for 2 years. I went to Colorado Christian University, and then I went to Colorado Media School. So I've been to school, but not accumulatively achieving a bachelor's degrry.
Yeah.
But the knowledge and discernment and wisdom that I've got from former mentors, from current mentors, from placing my people around people like you, myself around people like you, and actually using what I already have to share and influence other people. The wealth of knowledge and increase in discernment and influence has been magnificent.
Yeah.
It is what we're here to do.
And that's what I love about it, is that it's not a cookie cutter system, because I went to college, I did get a degree, but the same thing, that we're still on the same platform where we connected still, where our lives still connected based on the likeness of our mentality of what we wanted to flourish, what we have with our children, what we want for them. And so it's not necessary. I'm glad for the people that do it and they finish and they succeed. If that's what they want to do, great. If that's what makes them sing, great. But it's proof to show that if you follow that inner voice and you listen and you walk in faith, like you say, and take those opportunities and the people around you that can push you, you're successful in anything, because it's your definition of success. It is what you desire, what your vision is, not what society tells you, and not what everybody's telling you to. You have to do this, to this, to this in order to be successful. And that's not true. And
I'm so glad that you said that, because that kind of empowerment is authentic. And so there's these, follow system A, B, C, and D. Well, those work for some people. That's wonderful. And I think there's a system to certain things, but to your true path and branding you, branding who you are, branding your purpose, and sharing that could only come from within. And so I love that you're sharing that with people too, because that is totally my journey. And it is unspeakable how proud I am of myself stepping away. I didn't have the support of my family. I'm just going to share this because it's so real, and not to disrespect anyone, but my closest family members, they always say, pay attention to everyone and stay aware, but they didn't understand what was happening with me. Why are you stepping away? What are you doing? Why don't you work a normal job? Why don't you go back to corporate? Why are you doing this? What is going on? people judge what they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so proud of myself and proud of you and proud of the people that I'm around. I'm a loyal person. So I stayed loyal to my family. I
Yeah.
stayed loyal to my former business, even though there were some signs that said, maybe you're just growing out of this and growing
Yeah.
up a little bit. I stayed loyal to other corporations, but the greatest part about this is that I'm staying loyal to me,
Yes.
and what I know and what I understand. And that has opened doors for me to meet so many people in business, personally, professionally, travel. The things I get to do and get offered without even having to pay. I mean, it's pretty amazing. There's a form of reciprocity that happens when you
Yes.
actually step out and do things like you're doing right now. So I applaud you, because remember I told you, I said something good is coming for you. And there's a change coming, and I said embrace it. And so this may be just one great part of it.
Yes. And I wanted to highlight that for a second because um uh Donjia, when I first met you, it was so funny. I was like, this lady's not normal. Like, she's different. Like, what is going on with her? I remember in Atlanta, you were kind of in that zone of like, I just think differently, and I'm in this spirit. And I remember some people just come talk to you and feel like God sent them to you, and it was just so amazing. It was such a blessing to see that. And while you were there, you had told me about a story that you won something, you zip lined, and you had a commercial, and that's how you ended up in the same place as me, and it was just so amazing because seeing that you follow that inner voice and you follow that spirit and the way God speaks to you, and you just you embrace it, and I love that about you, and I always respect that because I'm like, okay, Lord, I want to shut those voices off in my head that keep me from listening to your guidance, and you've done that, and I so admire that you don't let anybody quiet that voice, and you let it come out. And so you also mentioned that the people closest to you can always kind of pull you away or tell you why you're doing this. And I did a video not too long ago about a book I listen to all the time, at least maybe once a quarter, and it's called The Dream Giver. And if you haven't read that, I don't know if you've ever read it, but it's amazing. I love listening to it, and it talks about that those are the people that we keep close enough, and even though they care about us, they're doing it without enough information, kind of like a little bit ignorant to what our vision is, and nobody can take the vision away. And I'm so happy that you didn't allow them, they called border bullies in the book, and they're the people most closest to you who are trying to do it because they care about you, but in the end they're going to come around, and I know they're going to come around and see that, but I truly admire that you have that strength to get over that, because a lot of people, and a lot of the people that I worked with in youth shelters and stuff, it was so hard because even the closest people who pushed them away and put them and kind of had the reality that they did on the streets, then they wanted to push everybody away. And what kind of advice would you give somebody who is in that process right now? Because I feel like there's so many people on that brink of success, on that brink of being able to just take another step a little bit closer and be able to get a little bit further, where they can feel, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad. I didn't die pursuing my vision.
Oh my
what
gosh.
advice would you be willing to share with some of the people watching right now that are in that spot where they feel like, well, I hear that inner voice, I want to go, and I know they've done it, so maybe I can do it because I'm a mom too, and I have my kids walking in when I'm trying to do something, or I had my family tell me I couldn't do something. What would you offer them as a support, as advice to say that can maybe help them overcome that next little obstacle?
First and foremost, thank you so much for answering that. I've done a lot of interviews, and I'm going to continuously to do more, and I'm very strategic in who I work with and who I speak with. So I love that you ask that question, because in these interviews, it's not just enough to know what I've done, or talk about people's success. You hear people on platforms and, oh, they've done this and they've done that. The operative call to action is what we have to have. And you just asked what the call to action would be, or what are some of the steps that I've taken. Those steps don't necessarily apply to everyone else, but they definitely, everyone will have their own step and their own drive and their own fulfillment. But my answer to that is one step, one moment at a time. You have to truly stay aware, and perception is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is nothing at the same time. And so for me, I had to have some humbling experiences, like, selling my cars that I worked for and moving out of my beautiful loft and going through my daughter's heart surgery. So my call to action, whatever circumstance anyone is in right now, whether you're entering business, whether you're exiting a relationship, whether you're transitioning, whether you're in financial hardship, or even if you are at the greatest moments of your life and you're feeling like you're sailing along and you just have this feeling, my greatest tool was, number one, my faith. Number two, to understand I'm beautiful because of that faith and not because of my hair or because of what I drove or where I lived or who I was around or what meeting I went to or who announced me on stage or what I did on radio. It wasn't any of those things. It was the authentic purpose of connecting to people and sharing the power of light, love, and positivity. And you can do that. You don't have to have a degree to do that. You don't have to have hardship to do that. You don't have to know a lot of people to do that. You connect with the right people. They show up, and pay attention to who shows up in your world, and also be strong enough to let go of those who are negative and that don't understand you. And
Yes.
that was the basis of me beginning. I let go of the people who didn't understand what I was doing, and I connected to the power of positivity to understand my authentic purpose and pursued that one step at a time. So it didn't just happen overnight. Be Beautiful by Faith didn't happen overnight, or the radio. It was me exposing myself to something greater because I knew it was there. And actually one day, one moment at a time, being quiet, meditating and listening to my soul within, being outside a lot, and answering the phone when beautiful people like you call and say, hey, I want to talk to you, because you never know you never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to be in front of your face.
Yes.
Because the manifestation of the power of what you dream and what you believe and your authentic purpose is already divinely here. You just have to be awakened and pay attention to it. So Stay awake, stay conscious, be quiet and listen, and take action on what you feel.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. I love this. I'm just like so excited right now because I've definitely been watching, and I'm so happy to be able to highlight your life. And this is just a glimpse, everybody. This is just a glimpse into the amazing person that she is and what she's developing. And I'm going to get her contact information. Her Be Beautiful by Faith link will be down below. Comment on her, share her story, and just follow amazing people. Because like we said, and I just posted videos too, saying you got to give those other people the deuces. You got to cut them out and align yourself with positive,
like
beautiful people like Donjia. And like I said, if you ain't got someone cheering in your corner to step over that hump, you need to get around us. And that's by following those people, by seeing what they're doing, practicing that positive impact on other people's lives, so that way you can experience that. It's just so amazing. Once you start walking in that spirit of, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing me, I'm doing what I'm meant to do, and not what everybody's telling me to do, you become a Donjia. You become somebody that is just amazing because they're doing them. They're not doing anybody else. They are just living for their purpose. And I hope you got something out of this, Donjia. And if anybody needs to contact you, we'll be able to put your information below and contact you and follow your page. Is that okay?
Yes, I'm reminding everyone to be beautiful by faith. And Elicia, I just want to give you a shout back really quickly. I've also watched you grow, and what you're doing, I just pray for the greatest visibility for what you're doing, and that you continue to stay connected. You two have kids. You have brought them to events. I brought my kids to events, and they're better people for it. There's nothing that can stop us or stop the people who are watching and what you're doing. It's not, don't let your kids be a burden. Don't let time be a burden. Don't let your job be a burden. Just step forward. And so thank you for having me so much. I've been enlightened by this. It makes me happy to share love and light.
Yes.
And reminding everyone to be beautiful by faith and connect to Elicia, because she's doing powerful, positive things. I'll be watching you too.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say bye for now. Donjia, stay on for a second. You guys, Love you all. Stay tuned for next week's Woman Who Wins, because it's going to be more powerhouses women on here. And if you feel like you have a story to share that you want others to be infected by, it infectious with your spirit, then message me, send me an Instagram message, Facebook, whatever it needs to be. Let's connect, because if you want to align with women like Miss Donjia Gale, then you need to get in touch with us so that we can help you on your journey as well and be supports, lifting each other up and getting us to that next level in life, because you deserve it. Thank you so much. You guys have a blessed night, and I'm going to peace out.